I think that pre-ordering from Walmart is the closest thing to legal gambling there is. Hey there, welcome to Character Select. It's a show where each episode we take a break from making real video games to bring you a less than real and less than ideal, very silly game character, including their backstory, their gameplay mechanics, and an illustration at the end. Joined by me, once again, we resolved our differences in schedule. It's Mark.
Hey, everybody. I was like,
That was like 2 seconds of direct eye contact and complete silence. Thank you.
There was a joke there somewhere.
The joke was that
I'll realize it 3 days from now.
the joke was in the one with Tay. I made this whole like, oh, Mark and I have parted ways, but for one episode.
Oh, right.
Yeah. So
okay.
I was like,
Whoops,
there was
my bad.
creative differences.
Mm-hmm. We
yeah.
resolved all our differences.
We resolved
not
our
just
differences.
in schedule.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Cool. Well,
Those were the only ones.
Great.
Hey, so this is releasing next week from the time that we're recording this, which means by next week we will be knee deep in Mario Odyssey.
So this is the final episode of Character Select.
It'll take 160 moons or 120 moons for me to come back. However many there are. Yeah.
Yeah, that's going to be awesome.
I was at a GameStop the other day buying this hat, which is in my previous video to when people are listening to this.
He has the Mario hat with the little eyeballs on him.
It's the Cappy hat.
Right.
And the guy was like, have you pre-ordered it yet? And I was like, no, I think I'm going to go to Best Buy at midnight and pick them up then. And he's like, oh, Best Buy? Why? And I was like, well, because it's a little cheaper. I have the club thing.
Yeah.
It's a little discount.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, oh, that they take money from developers. And like he was kind of getting on my case as I'm just trying to check out. And
Wait, where were you?
This is a GameStop.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
Like, of all people.
Yeah. Okay, exactly. Because I'm like, I just got a little perturbed in the moment. And I'm like, all right, just let me get out of here. I thought about a few things as I'm leaving. I'm like, first of all, I tend to buy these games, like 2 of them, one for me, one for Tay. So the developer's getting 2 copies per household from me. Second of all, did everyone just come together and say, hey, Best Buy, take our money? I don't think that's what's happening here.
Yeah.
And unless there's a distributor
Oh,
thing,
wow.
whatever. One to talk GameStop selling used copies of games. You have
For, like,
no high
$50.
ground. Yeah, you have no high ground in saying that the developers lose out on money. Anyway,
Dude, yeah.
that was fun.
Yeah. Like, even if they did, I'm not sure how that would be common knowledge.
Right. No, it was very like, you should buy from here at GameStop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That being said, Mario Odyssey is the one game like I've ever felt comfortable pre-ordering. Like I actually
definitely.
pre-ordered it.
Oh, good.
Like no other game I'll let myself pre-order anymore ever again.
Yeah.
But Mario, I can pre-order Mario.
Oh, yeah.
That's about the
Very
only
comfortably.
thing I can possibly think of that I would pre-order anymore.
Yeah. For sure. Well, Mark, what we do here is not go back. What we do here is Never mind.
Okay.
Well, Mark, what we do here is we each have 3 ideas that the other person has not seen. I went through a lot of trouble to write mine today because I had nothing.
You were thinking about these all day, weren't you?
No, I wasn't. I was thinking about anything but this all day.
Okay.
We each fire one at each other. We don't know what the other's written, and we incorporate it into our character. So, Mark, would you like to go first?
Sure. My first character trait is a plumber who spends his time in pipes instead of fixing them.
Okay. That
What?
sounds... speaking of Mario, this actually seems...
Oh, I can see how you would think that. No,
Okay.
not Mario at all.
Okay.
Something different.
This is a different... Okay.
Yeah, take that. Yeah.
So maybe this is not your normal, like, contractor plumber, but a guy who, like, he's cleaning out the Large Hadron Collider or a large tunnel. Like, he's like an industrial
Yeah,
plumber.
he's definitely in a pipe. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. And maybe
legit.
because he's in a Hadron Collider, he's, like, being exposed to all sorts of, like, otherworldly elements and gives him powers.
Yeah. Tachyons.
Yeah, tachyons.
Tachyons.
Did you know that there was only 1 pound of tachyons in the entire planet Earth?
Wow.
I've learned that in about half of all sci-fi shows.
Oh, okay. I was like, when did they find tachyons and establish, hey, so we
Or
just found
something.
them, but there's probably not much of them. There's probably not many.
No, it's not tachyons. It's something else. And like half of the sci-fi shows on TV, they're like, oh, look at this rare mineral. You know, there's only like 0.2% of a pound of this on Earth.
It's unobtainium.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Cool. I like this idea of elevating the job of plumber because usually plumbers get a bad rap. There's the plumber's
Right.
crack. There's the, oh, I just dealing in the mess all the time.
Right.
But this guy's like, he's a technically advanced plumber. Because just because he's working with pipes that connect to each other and in them doesn't
Right.
mean you're dealing with feces necessarily. So,
Yeah. Cool.
good stuff.
The particles get like clogged up in there. He's
Right.
gotta go flush them out. Right.
Particle flusher. That might be our character's name.
Okay.
Cool. My first card says, like Star Wars, but very, very boring.
Oh, wow. Okay, so the plot, the epic of Star Wars, is unfolding on a mundane level.
Sure, yeah.
Right.
Or just like the setting of, anything, take it how you want.
Well, he's in a hadron collider, right?
Yeah,
Well, there's only one hadron collider. He's in a particle collider,
right.
and I guess there could be like office politics.
Yeah.
And there's a bad guy. We would have to come up with who the bad guy is.
Right.
Maybe the bad guy is one of the lead scientists who discovered. I'm just looking at your screen and I'm seeing the real memes were the friends we made along the way.
Oh, that's the name of the group chat, yeah.
Oh, okay.
It was after a meme where I renamed it.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
Okay. Yeah. So our main character has been exposed to all kinds of crazy particles, developed special abilities.
Yeah.
The lead scientist finds out about it, tries to do the same to himself, is successful, but he's doing it for evil reasons.
Gotcha.
So that's like the Force, and then you have like
Yeah.
an evil dude, and but he's old, so he has a younger guy
Right.
who's like an idealistic scientist, and is like, no, you gotta expose yourself to the elements. You gotta really get in there.
It's like
He
you
becomes
must
Darth
learn-
Vader.
Right. Oh, sorry.
Okay, what were you thinking? 'Cause
Oh, no.
that's kind of a little boring, but your
It is
card
boring.
does
No, it's like,
say-
in
say
order to
that.
learn the ways of the science, you must get a 16-year doctorate. Like, yeah,
Right.
sure. Instead of, just go to Dagobah.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, on Dagobah, time is slower, apparently, according to Pablo Hidalgo. So, like, Luke was kind of there for months while the Falcon was only at Cloud City for a little while.
I'm not sure if Pablo knows what he's talking about.
Yeah.
He strikes me as kind of a casual. No, I didn't hear that, but I do know that whenever Empire Strikes comes up, and the, it talks about like the whole timeline of it, because the Falcon's like in space for who knows how long,
Right.
and like no matter how you do the math, it doesn't work out. And he said that like in an old source book he wrote or something, he had to explain how there was different classes of hyperdrives and why it wouldn't work and all that stuff.
Right.
But now when he was asked about it like last year or something like that, he was like, I don't care. It's hyperspace is as fast as the plot needs it to be.
Exactly.
Like it doesn't matter.
Yeah, and like, how many times do you need to watch Empire Strikes Back before you honestly notice that and it becomes a problem to you? Like, I don't think it was ever something that like diminished from the story to me.
Oh, well, I didn't even notice, and I was
Yeah.
really into Star Wars. Maybe I'm
Exactly.
just, yeah.
Same thing. What is your card?
But that is interesting.
Yeah.
That would be cool. Why? Because of the size of it, or because of the proximity, like in Interstellar, or because of
Maybe something to do with the high concentration of force energy on Dagobah.
right?
Yeah.
Because of the amount of life on it.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. Interesting. I'll have to look that up.
Yeah.
Okay. You ready for my next card?
I sure am.
Okay. Where's a red hat with an M on it?
Okay. You know? I'm feeling a little punked.
It might have something to do with your Swamp Full of Bees card.
I'd argue that Swamp Full of Bees saved that character, but this is justified. Okay, so he's wearing a
Definitely
red
didn't save that character.
No. Well,
Okay.
he is wearing a hat with a red M on it. That's that idea. Why? Okay, the hat doesn't need to be red if the M is red. So what if the M is like part of his? I don't know. I think he just has Mario's hat now. I don't think I can fight this too hard.
No, it can't be Mario.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean. Sorry. I didn't mean to invoke Mario. Sorry.
I don't know where you're getting that.
No.
Maybe instead of it being an M, it's like a little squiggle to mean science. You know, like squiggly radio waves.
Like tachyon waves.
Yeah, like tachyon
They're
waves.
M-shaped.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. So maybe he was like wearing a red safety hat, like a hard hat. That's what I meant to say.
Yeah.
And he got buzzed by tachyons and like one scraped him in his helmet and it's white.
Sure.
Okay.
All right. I feel like we've exhausted this one piece of clothing he has.
Okay.
Especially
Sure,
'cause
it
there's
can't
not
be
much
more
we can-
important to his character. Like maybe he could throw it. No.
I can't wait for your third card.
Oh,
Seeing the pattern that we've
not very exciting.
struck so far. Okay. My second card is, despite his high wage, my boss is still an insufferable conspiracy theorist.
Oh, his boss
Mm-hmm.
has a high wage,
Yeah.
and he's still a conspiracy theorist.
Yeah.
So somehow this guy, his boss, the evil boss.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this kind of fits well with your earlier description.
So he knows science really well. He obviously deals with high-end like government officials.
Yeah.
Because of the amount of money involved with the project and all
Yeah.
of that. But he still doesn't trust them, and he thinks that he could use the particle accelerator or collider to open up a rift into the dimension where the lizard people come from.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Maybe the hat with the M on it is made of tinfoil because his boss made him.
There you go.
Yeah.
Just hardened tinfoil.
Hardened
He's like,
tinfoil.
this isn't safe. This isn't safety related at all. And
It's
he goes,
not-
oh, but it is.
Yeah, it doesn't make good for a good like construction.
It'd be
hard hat.
pretty great if the portal did open and there was lizard people on the other side. How would they deal with that? Is that like
It's
the
very-
Yuzhan invasion in Star Wars Legends?
Right. Yeah. Oh man.
Pretty sure I pronounced that wrong.
Your something you've recently said is frighteningly related to my last card.
Okay.
And people are going to be like, they know what
Nah.
each other's cards are
Okay.
ahead of time, but it's not
Cool.
true.
Awesome.
Go for your third one.
Okay.
I'm gonna grip, make sure both feet are on the floor.
It's the
Brace
least
myself.
offensive of the cards.
Okay.
Brown boots for stomping. Except when I say it's brown boots for stomping. There you go.
Okay. I'm gonna take this card that you've given me, and I'm gonna put the boots on his hands, and he's gonna stomp with his hands.
Yeah, all right. Cool. Wow, really? He wears boots on his hands?
Yeah, to stomp out the particles. The ones that are clogged.
You boys stop buzzing.
Poom, poom, poom.
Nice.
Yeah.
Wow. All right. Cool. I would like it if they like dangled on his belt,
Yeah.
right? And he just like quickly like shoved his hands
Right.
in them to stomp particles.
He's got like a row of 4 boots at any time. Like there's different kinds
with
of brown
varying
boots.
varying degrees of wear.
Varying
Okay.
degrees of stomp. Yeah.
Wow.
Cool.
Dang. Okay.
I'm all right with that.
Sounds fine to me.
Hey, remember when we made characters that go into games? Can we think a little bit about what our man is doing? Our jumping man?
Well, do you think your final card will affect that a lot?
Probably.
Okay.
Maybe.
Let's get the final card
Let's do
because
the
we're
final
still
card, then
doing
we'll
pretty good on
gameplay.
time. We'll have a full like 5 or 10 minutes for talking about like
Yeah, you're
how
right.
they'll actually work.
I'm getting prematurely excited.
Okay.
My final card says, "Lizards are more afraid of yo mama than you are of them."
Wow. Okay. Wow, yeah.
You
that
said lizard
really
people, and I was like,
that is really weird.
Yeah.
You really weren't thinking like conspiracy theory lizard people, or you
no,
might have
I
been
wasn't.
a
I
little bit.
actually, yeah, wrote them in different order. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Huh. That worked out well.
It did.
Okay, so lizard people are real.
I
And they're afraid of somebody's mom. Literally?
Sure. It's also denoting, possibly, if
Okay.
you wanted to get this from that card, is that the mom is the scariest element of this narrative.
Okay.
But it's also maybe just...
Or it could be like just to show like how unafraid our hero is of the lizards.
Sure.
Right? Because it's lizards are more afraid of your mom than you are of them.
Yeah, it's the transitive property of fear,
Okay.
right? Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
So this guy isn't afraid of lizards at all, which
Sure.
makes him perfectly okay. So he was originally a lizard exterminator. And then he got hired
A
by
very tiny dragon exterminator?
no, nothing like that.
Okay.
Yeah, and he got hired for this place because there was like kind of like a lizard infestation,
Right.
tiny lizards, and they didn't know where they're coming from.
Yeah.
And the boss, who's a conspiracy theorist, said, "I think I know where they're coming from. They're coming from the lizard realm,
Yeah.
which is like controlling our governments."
Yeah.
And he tries to like open the portal,
Right.
and so he's trying to like use his tachyon powers to open up a rift to the evil lizard zone.
Yeah.
And our hero plumber needs to prevent him. And he also has boots on his hands.
Yeah.
Which he'll like grab a particle and like smush it between the boots.
Yeah.
And then just like let it release in the general direction of the bad guy.
She's just Shoryuken's a particle.
Yeah, with
Yeah.
two boots just like opening up flat against
Yeah.
each other. Yeah.
Nice. I like that. I like that there's kind of a lizard and a Darth Vader, and we haven't quite made Bowser yet, which...
Oh my god. Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of something that someone like you, who made the cards you did, would try to make happen.
Yeah, totally, like that
Is it-
would make sense, but
I just think of the... I've been thinking about the Death Star, like, where there's the Death Star technician guys with the black helmets that jet out the back. That basically look like the Rebel helmets from the Tantive,
right.
but painted black.
Like flipped around.
Yeah. And when the Death Star's charging its laser, it's in that, like, that
Yeah.
corridor, you know.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about the guy that cleans that out.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. That's
But, I mean,
what
it
I would
doesn't have-
imagine it looked like too, yeah.
Yeah. Our character's not a Star Wars character. This isn't a fan character at all. But just something I was thinking of. It's easy to mentally latch onto.
Right. Yeah, that's how I imagined it. It's kind of the same.
So from a gameplay perspective, we've got two things so far. From the boots on his hand, boots on hands just gave us like a lot of gold. I think that we weren't expecting.
Right.
We've got the particle,
Yeah,
charge.
he
out of
can
his hands.
safely hold them.
If you, because this is an audio podcast and you can't see me, I'm just doing that thing that Ryu does, where he's like, yeah, yeah,
Yep.
and also he's just constantly cartwheeling everywhere.
That does make a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
It's a pretty good move right there.
because he's just boots all around.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
It's perfect. So if there's like an area that's like full of mud and it's slow down to ordinary characters, he goes, no problem. And he just like turns into a wheel and
Right.
glides across it.
Yeah, that's perfect. You said that someone got superpowers. Was it his boss or him?
He could get superpowers. I was thinking you said it was like Star Wars, but boring.
Right.
So I was thinking, well, Star Wars is kind of a lot about the Force.
Right.
And I was like, how do we get the Force in there? Well,
Science.
particle collider, science.
Yeah.
Maybe he gets powers that way, and maybe his boss gets powers that way.
Yeah. The boring Star Wars was simply a template that you very expertly crafted a thing from.
Okay.
I mean that. I mean that from the bottom of my...
Maybe he could call in like long range particle strikes from the particle
Long
accelerator
range
because
particle
it's like it's been since turned into a particle cannon, like a
Right.
Death Star.
But I'm thinking of this like a meteor shower of sorts, but like
No,
it's these tiny little...
It's so
little-
invisible, yeah.
Yeah, these tiny little
So
things.
mundane.
And when they come down, they go pew, 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 like that sound.
Right.
Yeah, because they're so tiny.
But it could suck people into black holes or
Right.
something.
Oh, yeah, that's cool. So, like, yeah, particle strikes, a black hole strike, the energy from the boot thing,
Right.
the
'Cause
cartwheel.
He's overthrown the bad guy.
Yes.
And now he owns the place.
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah.
Yeah.
And he goes, well, we got a bigger thing to worry about. There's all these heroes and villains doing battle. Let's do some good.
Yeah. Can we incorporate, like, not saying that we have to, because we've got, the ball from his boot hands, the cartwheel, the black hole, the particle strikes. That's like a bunch of stuff. But gameplay wise, could we incorporate the lizard thing or the conspiracy theory thing?
He like opens a portal and a lizard head comes out and bites you.
Yeah. Maybe that's what it is. It's like here's Star Wars again. It's like the Sarlacc, where it's a black hole with like a giant mouth.
Yeah, it's a big lizard.
Yeah, it's a funnel with a mouth at the bottom.
Like in a business suit.
It's not a tiger beetle. It's an ant lion that does that builds the funnel of sand.
Oh.
And they're at the bottom and they eat you.
Sounds frightening.
For ants, it is.
Oh. Bad news for all ants. Ant lions exist.
Headline on the ant newspaper. Uh-oh, ant lions.
Great.
We
just got rid of the ant sharks.
Look out for ant gorillas.
What about a name?
Oh.
Mayro.
Mayro?
Lugio.
Yeah.
Lugio.
I like the idea that instead of Bowser being the bad guy, it's like Luigi, Darth Vader, Luigi, like Mr. L type. Yeah. Collider cleaner or something like that.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
Collider
cleaner.
Yeah.
I like that.
All right. I'll go with that.
It's like a tongue twister I can actually say.
Yeah.
Collider cleaner.
Collider cleaner.
I like it.
So after we record this and before you hear it, we'll be playing a lot of Mario Odyssey.
Right.
And I'll be illustrating the Collider cleaner.
Awesome.
And Mark will be writing a bit of a summary. If you'd like to see those things, you can head over to Character Design Forge on YouTube if you're not there already, so you can see whatever comes about from this. And you can see the other videos that are there. You can see our old episodes. If you'd like to support the show, you can go to patreon.com/bageldenizen and get new episodes of the show a week early. Or if you're like, hey, I don't want to give money, or I don't have money, or I'm not ready for that level of commitment yet, you can just completely for free go to iTunes, leave a review, rate it 4 or 5 stars, something like that.
Yeah,
that'd be
great.
That like lets people. It's doing a nice little ramp up on iTunes. It's kind of cool.
Okay, great.
We got a lot of audio listener people.
Nice.
Yeah,
it's great.
Well, Mark, enjoy Mario Odyssey. Enjoy stealing money from the developers.
I'm so sorry. I ordered from Amazon too, which is probably worse in some way.
You know what they do?
I don't want to know. I just want my Mario game.
Poor people that Best Buy is murdering with their game sales.
Yeah, that dirty game money.
Ugh.
It's better than Walmart.
What is...
Anytime I pre-order something from Walmart, it's like you actually do need to pre-order something. Because so often these days it's like games, they're like, oh, quick, pre-order it.
Right.
Even though they'll never run out of your game.
That's
because it's digital. And the only reason they want it is because you feel invested already.
Right.
But like, yeah, every time I've pre-ordered something from Walmart, I'm assuming you're going to cut all this out. But it's like...
No. No, I think that pre-ordering from Walmart is the closest thing to legal gambling there is. Because they've messed up the things that I, out of necessity, had to pre-order from them so many times. Super Nintendo Classic, I was like,
oh my gosh,
I'm just throwing money into a void that I hope returns a rare item.
I got mine a week late.
Yeah, me too.
By then, I didn't even want to play it.
The games are old by then.
Yeah. I already know what happens. I saw it on the internet. Great.
Thank you for listening, guys.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Okay, so as you watch this art time-lapse, here is the bio that Mark's written up for the Collider Cleaner. He was a simple backflow prevention engineer with a passion for hunting down flightless lizards. But when he applied as an exterminator at the local Hadron Collider, his world got flip-turned upside down. Now the Collider Cleaner navigates a dangerous web of pipes and portals, hoping his hard hat will be enough to protect him from zipping particles. Creatively using his boots to trap particles and fire them at the infesting lizards, the cleaner has caught the eye of the head scientist, Dr. Palpenstein. "Come with me," the doctor would say, "and I will show you the dark side of the periodic table. Together, you and I can restore order to this place, and we will have peace." The doctor was usually, of course, referring to the constantly opening portals to the lizard realm. The Collider Cleaner has become dubious of Palpenstein's true motives and constantly avoids the doctor and his scientific apprentice, Derek Valdo. Alone in the Collider, the Cleaner keeps the lizard realm at bay, launching particles from his booted hands with a triumphant "Mamma Mia." Remember, this character isn't Mario. It's not Mario.